Hello everyone and welcome back to Lost Gaming and welcome back to my journey of playing Marvel Champions. This time round we're continuing with our Klaw escapades and we recently played him with Vision. I'll let you have a look at the playlist to see how Vision got on against Klaw. But now it's time to take out Deadpool. Deadpool's a recent purchase for me. I'm playing the pre-con deck. So with a Vision deck, I'd put some stuff together for him. But this is the straight out of the box Deadpool list that comes obviously with the pack that you buy. No idea how he's going to play. He looks a little bit complicated for an amateur like me. But love Deadpool, so should be fun to play. So let's get across to the table and see what's going on. Klaw, as with all of my encounters, is going to be standard. Nowhere near good enough to start even thinking about and contemplating expert, but so we're playing on standard level, standard encounter. So let's get across to the table. So here we are across at the table. We have got, as we have had before, we've got our Klaw encounter deck. We've got our standard encounter deck, and we're playing Klaw as written. So we've got the Masters of Evil, a modular set as well. Klaw 1 and 2 up in the corner there. We've got underground distribution, which is our scheme, first part of the scheme. So we've got those. We've got our obligation for Deadpool, which is the Merc with the mouth. It says, give to the Wade Wilson player. Exhaust each ally you control. Allies you can control cannot ready. Other players cannot ready. Resolve player abilities during your turn. And forced response after the player phase ends. If you have not talked this phase, discard this card. Well, that's going to be quite an interesting card to get when I'm playing on camera on my own true solo. So we'll see what happens. He's got a treachery that goes into the encounter deck. When revealed, set aside the Deadpool minion and the Dreadful Deeds side scheme. Shuffle the rest of the set aside Deadpool encounter set into the encounter deck. Remove this card from the game. So we'll see how that plans out. Plenty of videos out there on Deadpool. He's been out for a while now, but I bought him a few weeks back. Haven't had a chance to get him to the table properly, but here's his card, Wade Wilson. He's got a massive 8 recovery. There is a reason for that. He's a mercenary. He's a mutant. He's got break the fourth wall action. Discard a card from your hand, search your deck for a Deadpool event and add it to your hand. Limit once per round. And then it says in bracket with a little star, sometimes I'm a mutant, sometimes I'm not. Depends on who you ask. And he's got 9 hit points and a hand size of 6. On the other side, a little bit of Deadpool shenanigans. According to him, he's got 200 thwart, 200 attack and 100 defense. Well, he hasn't. He's got 2 thwart, 2 attack and 1 defense. It says he's Deadpool cause and X-Force and the regenerate degenerate forced interrupt. When you would be defeated, instead set your hit point dial to 1, change to alter ego form and add 1 acceleration token to the main scheme. So he is going to be very interesting to play. Not unkillable by any way, shape or form, but a little bit more difficult. But with me, he'll probably die third turn. So that's Deadpool. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll get across, we'll just pause the video here. We'll shuffle up actually the cards in a sec, and then we'll come back and we'll get some game going on. All right, see you in a sec. Okay, here we are all set up. We've got our underground distribution main scheme in play. We'll come back to that in a second. It does tell us to put defense. We've searched the encounter deck and put defense network into play. Comes in with 2 threat on it, +1 for per player. We're playing solo, so it's got +1 on it, so 3. Also, we've got a crisis icon, which means we have to remove the threat from here before we can start removing the threat from here. Also, it says, when revealed, discard from the encounter deck until a minion is discarded. Put that minion into play, engage with the first player. So we'll do that next. So we're going to get, straight away, we've got a weapons runner. Doesn't do the surge bit, I don't believe. He comes in with 2 health on him. That's that. And then we need to draw our hand size of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 9 health. Claw's got 12, or Klaw phase 1. And we've got barely a scratch, hero interrupt. Defense, when you would take any amount of damage from an attack, prevent 1 of that damage for each icon in play. So crisis icon, amplify, an encounter, or an acceleration. Don't need that. Live dangerously. It's a side scheme, player side scheme. Each identity gets +2 hand size, and on the actual scheme, we get a crisis icon, an encounter card, an acceleration, amplify, all sorts of stuff. Don't want that just yet. I've got this. I got this hero action. If the following icons are on one or more cards, you can deal damage to the enemy and stuff. I don't think I'm going to need that. This card is fire. After your turn ends, if this card is in your hand, take 1 damage. Hero action, deal X damage to an enemy, where X is the amount of damage you sustained. Don't need that quite yet. And then we've got Get Ragey, ready an ally. That ally gets +1 attack until the end of the phase. I'm not going to need that. And we're going to go Yoo-hoo. Thwart, hero action, thwart, take any amount of damage up to your remaining hit points, remove an equal amount of threat from the scheme. Should I keep that or not? I'll keep that. So I'm going to be drawing another 5. So these go into my discard pile. We need another 5. So we're going to get self-control. Maximum 1 per deck, double the number of resources this card gets if your identity has sustained less than 5 damage. We've got Arm to the Teeth. After you play Arm to the Teeth, search your collection for 1 weapon upgrade from any aspect and attach it face down here. Exhaust Arm to the Teeth, swap the card attached here with a weapon upgrade. Okay, and then for Pool Inspection, thwart, remove 5 threat from the main scheme. 2 more. We've got, there we go, Deadpool's Katana. Hero action, exhaust Deadpool's Katana, take 1 damage, deal 2 damage to an enemy. That attack gains piercing. And then the final one, this card is on fire. Okay, so that's our 6 cards. We are ready to start playing. Okay, right, let us pay. We're going to pay 2 for the katanas. That's restricted, hero action, attack, exhaust Deadpool's katanas and take 1 damage, deal 2 damage to an enemy. This attack gains piercing. I will exhaust the katanas and take 1 damage. So I'm down to 8. To deal 2 damage to the weapons runner. Getting in. I will then pay 1 for Yahoo. Action, thwart. Oh, I'm going to flip over to Deadpool's side. Who will take any amount. So what Yahoo does, take any amount of damage up to your remaining hit points, remove an equal amount of threat from a scheme. Actually, before... I'll just take 1 damage. Could be playing this completely wrong. Down to 7 to take 1 off of that. Probably a waste of Yoo-hoo. And then I'll exhaust Deadpool to thwart for 2. Removing 2 off of defense network. That goes. That goes. I think that's it. I'm going to keep arm to the teeth. I'll draw my hand size, which is 4 cards. I'm going to get maximum effort, 0 cost event, hero action, attack, take any amount of damage up to your remaining hit points, deal an equal amount of damage to an enemy. Third card is self-confidence, double the amount of resources this card generates if your identity has suffered less than 5 damage. Triple the resources instead if you sustain no damage. Fourth card is I've got this, I got this. And fifth card is stick-to-itiveness. Hero action, spend an aggressive resource and exhaust this card. Ready your hero. Okay. So that is it. We unexhaust everything. We move to the villain phase. We place a threat on the main scheme, so that goes to 1. Klaw is going to attack us for 2. 2 hits. Boost. Give the villain a tough status card. Klaw gets tough. No attack there. So Klaw does nothing to us. And then we draw our encounter card, and we're going to get solid sound body. Claw's going to get retaliate 1. Move that across there, move it down a little bit. That can go there. Need to remember that. Retaliate. So Klaw is going to get retaliate. That's it. Our turn. I am going to play self-confidence. Double the number of resources the card generates if your identity has suffered less than 5 damage, which it has. We're at 7 of 9, so we've suffered 2. So that's going to be 2 resources. I'm going to play Arm to the Teeth. Response: after you play Arm to the Teeth, search your collection for 1 weapon upgrade from any aspect and attach it face down here. So I'm going to attach laser swords to that face down. Then I think I'm going to pay 2 to play stick-to-itiveness. Hero action, spend an aggressive resource and exhaust this card. Ready your hero. We are going to exhaust the katanas. Take 1 damage. To attack Klaw to remove the tough. But he does have retaliate 1 now. So I take 1 for that, down to 5. As an action, I'm going to exhaust Arm to the Teeth. Swap the card attached here with a weapon upgrade you control. So I'll swap it for laser swords. So I'm going to, what laser swords are, it counts as 2 restricted cards, maximum 1 per tech. Your hero gets +1 attack for each crisis symbol in play to a maximum of 4. No crisis symbols in play at the moment, but hopefully there will be. Now, do I want to attack with Deadpool? Klaw has got retaliate 1. I think I am going to attack and exhaust with Deadpool. To attack for 2. Oh, I forgot actually. Bear with me. Need to remember my keywords here, so because Deadpool's katana's got piercing, so it would have. What piercing does is I attacked Klaw with the katanas. He would have removed the tough. So tough gets removed, and I do 2 damage to Klaw. And Deadpool's exhausted to do two on Klaw, so it takes him down to 8. But Klaw has got retaliate 1, so I'm down to 4. That's it. End of turn. We're going to unexhaust everything. I think Arm to the Teeth looks like it goes now because there's nothing you can do with it. I've removed it. Exhaust Arm to the Teeth, swap the card attached here with the weapon upgrade you control. So I'm going to take that off. I think it's gone. Or I'll just put it underneath. It says swap, so let's put it underneath here like that. We're going to draw our 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we have got Cable. We've got Maximum Effort. We've got Kid Pull. We've got Cut Upper. And I Got This. Okay. We move across to the villain phase. We put a threat on the scheme. Klaw is going to attack us. And we're not going to defend. So he's going to hit us for 1, 3. So Klaw hits us for 3. So we're down to 1 health. We're then going to get an encounter card. Attached to Klaw, Sonic Converter. Forced response. After Klaw attacks and damages a character, stun that character. And I can spend 3 different types of resources to discard this card. Ouch. Okay. Don't like stunned. Right. We're gonna pay 3. I got this Maximum Effort and Kid Pull. Paid 3 for Cut Upper. Attack, deal 5 damage to an enemy. Stun that enemy. So Klaw is now down to 3 and is stunned. I think I'm going to play this right. So I'm going to exhaust Deadpool's katanas to deal 2 damage to an enemy, taking Klaw down to 1. I take 1, which would defeat me. So Forced Interrupt comes in from Deadpool's card, which says when you would be defeated, instead set your dial to 1, change to alter ego form, and add 1 acceleration to the main scheme. So 1 acceleration on the main scheme. I'll then use his ability, Wade Wilson's ability, to recover 8. So I'm back up to 9. And I think that is it for my turn. That would have exhausted to do that. I think that's me done. Okay. We're going to go to the next part, which is just going to keep hold of Cable. We're going to draw 4 cards. 5 cards because we're on Wade Wilson's side. So 5 cards. We're going to get Frenemies, Thwart, Team Up, Cable, Deadpool, maximum 1 per deck. Hero Action, Thwart, deal 1 damage each to Cable and Deadpool, remove 3 threat from a scheme and 3 threat from a different scheme. 3rd card, Exhausting Personality. Hero Action, choose. Place 1 acceleration token on the main scheme, stun and confuse the villain. Exhaust the player's identity. That player draws 1 card for each acceleration on the scheme. So that's 3. 4 is Yahoo. 5 is Montage. And then 6 is Get Good. We unexhaust everything. And then we go to the villain phase. We're going to place 2 threat on the scheme now because we've got +1 token, acceleration token, so we're up to 4. And then Klaw is going to attack us, but he's stunned, so his stun comes off. You don't draw the cards. And then we're going to draw our encounter card, which is going to be Klaw's Vengeance. We are in alter ego mode. Discard 1 card from your hand at random. Catweasel cut. And we're going to be discarding Cable. Okay. Right. Rightio. Okay, so we're going to flip over to Deadpool's side. We're going to exhaust the katanas to do 2 damage to Klaw, taking 1 in retaliate, which takes Klaw down to 0, which means Klaw 2 comes into play. Still has retaliate on him. Now, there's a few things that happen when Klaw 2 comes into play. When revealed, search the encounter deck and discard pile for the Immortal Klaw and reveal it. Shuffle the encounter deck. I don't think it's in here. I'll just double check. No. The Immortal Klaw. The Immortal Klaw. Shuffle the encounter deck. Immortal Klaw comes into play. Now what happens is he gets +10 health. So his health now is 1828. With Immortal Klaw. It comes in with 3 resources on it. And it gives a +1 token to the main scheme. Or, sorry, an acceleration token to the main scheme. So we're at 2 accelerations now. I think that's it. Yeah, search the encounter deck and discard pile for the Immortal Klaw. Reveal it, shuffle the encounter deck. And the Immortal Klaw says Klaw gets +10 hit points. When the scheme is defeated, Klaw loses these hit points. I will then pay 1 for Yoo-hoo. I will take 3 points of damage down to 5. To remove an equal amount of threat from the scheme, I will remove it from the Immortal Klaw. So the Immortal Klaw goes. That goes back down to just +1 counter. Klaw goes down to 18 hit points. I will then exhaust Deadpool to attack. He's got a 2 attack. With laser swords, there's a 1 counter in place, so it goes to 3. So doing 3 to Klaw. 1, 2, 3, down to 15. I take a retaliate, so I'm down to 4 hit points. I am going to play Exhausting Personality, and I'm going to choose place an acceleration token on the main scheme, stun and confuse the villain. So that's going to go back up to 2 accelerations on it. And I am going to stun and confuse Klaw. I think the scheme's going to go across. I don't think there's anything I can do about it this turn. So going to call it there. I am going to keep Get Good and Montage. So I'm going to draw 3 cards and I'm going to get Not My Responsibility. Interrupt. When any amount of threat will be placed on the scheme, you or your allies take it as damage instead. 4th card is Head Pull. Very good. And 5th card is the Bomb. Now the threat is about to be put onto the main scheme. We're going to the villain phase. Place threat on the main scheme. I would be placing 3 on it. However, I'm going to play Not My Responsibility. Interrupt. When any amount of threat would be placed on the scheme, take you or your ally takes it as damage instead. So 3 threat would be put onto the scheme, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take it as damage. So I'm going to go down to 1. Then Klaw attempts to hit me. He doesn't because he's stunned, but he loses his stunned status. And then we go into encounter phase. And we've got Klaw's Vengeance, and we are in hero mode. Klaw attacks you. If this attack deals damage, place 1 threat on the main scheme. So Klaw is going to attack me. So he's going to attack me for 1. Nothing. If this activation deals damage, exhaust your hero. He's going to attack me for 3. Which does deal damage, which would be enough to kill me. But when you would be defeated, Deadpool says, instead, set your hit bar to 1, which I've done. Change to your alter ego token or side and add an acceleration token to the main scheme. So we're now at +3. Okay. We've got the Sonic Converter over here attached to Klaw. After Klaw attacks and damages a character, stun that character. So I am now stunned. I think that's it, isn't it? Yeah. I am stunned. Right. Back to the player phase. I am going to exhaust Wade to recover 8, so back up to 9. Back up to 9. I am going to flip over to Deadpool's side. But I am stunned, unfortunately. I'm going to play Montage. So it generates 1. This card generates 1 additional resource for each acceleration token on the main scheme to a maximum of 3 additional resources. So there's 3 on there. So it would be 4. So I'm going to play that for a head pull. Comes in with 1. I will exhaust the katanas and take 1 damage. 2 damage, in fact, because Klaw's got retaliate 1 to do 2 damage to him. So he's down to 13. I will attempt to attack with Deadpool, which will remove his stunned. Oh, can't do that. I'm exhausted. What did I exhaust for? Oh, I recovered, didn't I? I recovered. I recovered. Can't do that. Now, what's Headpool going to do? It's at 4, so it's going to have 4 on it. So I could take 2 off. Yeah, I am going to thwart with Headpool for 2. So I'm going to exhaust Headpool. Headpool doesn't take any consequential damage for thwarting. So he's going to knock that down from 4 to 2. I don't think that's going to make a lot of difference. I think it's still going to go. Right, that's it for my turn. So I'm going to draw 3 cards, which I'm going to get Dogpool, Lady Deadpool, and Healing Factor. So 5 cards. We unexhaust everything. We go to the villain phase. We would put 2, 3, 4 on here, which would move it to 6. So that gets discarded. And Secret Rendezvous says, when revealed, discard cards from an encounter deck until a minion is discarded. Put that into play, engage with the first player. So discarding cards to get a minion, or Shadows of the Past. Gang Up. Weapons Runner. After this card is revealed, I don't think you do that because we're not doing additional. We're not doing an encounter. So he comes in with 2 health. And Secret Rendezvous is 8 threat on it. Bear with me. So I just wanted to check, but the acceleration tokens do stay on once you've flipped. So that's not great. But we should hopefully be able to manage that with Headpool. Then Klaw is going to attack us. Klaw is going to attack us for 1, 1, 2, for 2. And this one's got a boost on it. If this activation deals damage, exhaust your hero. So it is. So it's doing 3 damage to us. That's slightly frustrating. So that's 3 damage. We're down to 4. Down to 4, 7 from 7, and we are. Oh no! I think we're already stunned, aren't we? We're exhausted. Exhaust your hero. We're exhausted. And then we get our encounter card, which is sound manipulation. When revealed, hero take 2 damage, Klaw heals 2 damage. So we take 2 damage, we're down to 2. Klaw heals for 2. Oh, wrong one. That goes there. And, oh yeah, Weapons Runner would attack us for 1 as well. So we're down to 1 health. I think that's right. First things first, we're going to play the bomb, which is an aggressive resource to exhaust stick-to-itiveness, which means we ready our hero. So that's exhausted. We are then going to pay, we're then going to flip over an exhaust Wade Wilson to heal for 8. So back up to 9. We will exhaust the katanas to deal 2 damage to Klaw. 1, 2. We take 1 in retaliate. I'm going to pay 3. For Dogpool. Now Dogpool comes in with tough, and he's got 4 health. Does put another +1 counter on the main scheme. So we're at 4 now. That's worrying. That's worrying. And I think that's it for my turn. Headpool's going to stay there. Now, does Dogpool, I think, Klaw is going to scheme this turn, but he's not going to scheme because he's confused. Yeah, we'll leave that there. So we go across to the villain's turn. 5 is going to go on to the main scheme. 2 + 1 is, or 4 + 1 is 5. Oh my god. Then Klaw is going to attempt to scheme, but he doesn't because he's confused. So confused comes off. Weapons Miner is going to scheme for 1. So we're at 6 of 8. And then we go to the encounter phase. I'm going to draw a card. Oh my god. Crisis of Infinite Deadpools. When revealed, reveal the set-aside Dreadpool minion and Dreadful Deeds side scheme. Shuffle the rest of the set-aside Dreadpool encounter set into the encounter deck. Remove this card from the game. Right, so Dreadpool is going to engage the first player, which is me. So he's going to come in. Here. Dreadful Deeds. Oh, sorry, let's do Dreadpool first of all. So Dreadpool is 2 scheme, 2 attack. When defeated, deal Dreadpool to the player who defeated him as a face-down encounter card. When defeated, deal Dreadpool to the player who defeated him as a face-down encounter card. Oh, it's just going to keep coming back. And then the side scheme is Dreadful Deeds. When revealed, place 2 threat here for each player who controls 1 or more pooled pink cards. Well, I do control pool, so it comes in with 2 + 2, so that's 4. And then the rest of it, shuffle the rest into the encounter deck. Well, we'll see those as they come up. We'll give the encounter deck a shuffle. you go. That gets removed from the game. Oh, I should have drawn my hand size again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we have got self-preservation, healing factor, meta-knowledge, healing factor, barely a scratch, and barely a scratch. Oh, I should have removed the exhausted tokens. I keep forgetting to do that in this game. Did Weapons Runner scheme? Weapons Runner I don't think schemed. So we're at 7. My apologies. I think I missed that. There's none on it. It came with 4, 5. It would have been 5 plus weapons. No, I did put it on there. There was none on there. It comes in with 4, 5, which is that, and then 1 from the weapons runners. Yeah, I've got that, so that's cool. Right. Okay. Oh, blimey. What am I doing? Okay. We're going to flip over Deadpool. He's still stunned. We're going to exhaust Deadpool to thwart for 2 off the main scheme. So that takes that down to 4. We're going to exhaust Headpool to thwart for 2, taking that down to 2. Claw's got an amplification token on him from Dreadful Deeds. We're going to exhaust the katanas and take a damage down to 7 to do 2 damage to Klaw. 1, 2. And also, obviously, we'll take the retaliate as well. So we're down to 6. Not got a great hand here for offensive. We've got some 2 healing factors, 2 barely scratches, and meta knowledge. We could prevent some stuff. Dogpool is going to exhaust and attack for 1. He doesn't take any consequential damage from that, so Claw is down to 10. And I think that's it for the turn, the player's phase. I'm going to discard healing factor. Oh, hang on a second. That's 0. That's 1. I'll keep meta knowledge. I'll keep barely a scratch. I'll discard those 3. Draw 2. I'm going to get Chimichanga Truck. After an identity makes a basic recover, exhaust Chimichanga, ready your identity. And then we've got Ain Over. Attached to the main scheme, increase the target threat value of attached scheme for 2 by 2 for each acceleration token on it. Wow. Okay. We unexhaust everything. We go into the scheming phase. We go into the threat phase. Place threat on the main scheme. So 5's going to go on. So it goes up to 7 of 8. Goes up to 7 of 8. That's fine. Klaw is going to attack us. So we're getting 2 cards from the attack. I'm not going to defend. So he's going to hit us for 1, 2. Plus radioactive man, discard 1 card from your hand. So we're going to take 2, first of all, down to 4. Then we have to discard a random card from our hand. Every time I do this from radioactive man, it's literally the card that I want the most. Top card. Ah, bloody well is as well. It ain't over. It's going to be discarded. Every time radioactive man picks the card that I need. Such a pain. And then we're going to go into the encounter card. So we're going to reveal the encounter card, and the encounter card is Whirlwind. I'm going to play a self-preservation. Double the number of resources this card generates if your entity has sustained less than 5 damage. Well, I haven't sustained less because I'm at 4 of 9. So it only counts as 1. But I only need 1 to play Meta Knowledge. When an encounter card is revealed, cancel all of its effects and discard it. Take 1 damage for each icon in the bottom boost area. So I'm going to take 1 damage. But Whirlwind does not come out. We move to the player phase. Well, we're going to attack with Deadpool, but that will remove his stun status and do no damage. Does retaliate still kick in? I would imagine it does, even though I've done no damage. No, stunned, you just don't do it. There, forget that. Oh, I should have taken another 2, 3. Apologies, just going back a bit to the villain phase when he attacked, because Deadpool and the weapons runner would have attacked as well for 3. So it would have, they would have taken me out, I believe. Just trying to check. You know, I discarded those cards. He attacked for 1, which got through. Down to 3. And then there's 3 left. So I'm down to 0, but I put that to 1. I change to alter ego form and add an acceleration token to the main scheme. Oh dear. Oh dear. And then we're back to my turn. So with Wade, I will exhaust him to recover for 8. Back up to 9. Don't think there's anything I can do. Didn't have enough to pay for Chimichanga Truck, unfortunately. I can't ready my hero because I haven't got the right type of resource to do it. I could do 2 damage with the katanas, taking 1. Can't attack with Deadpool because he's on his other side and he's recovered. Dogpool I can attack for 1. Can't let him scheme. Oh, he's going to scheme as well. He's going to scheme as well. Okay. I think we're in a bit of trouble. I've got a feeling we are in a bit of trouble. And Klaw done damage to me as well. So I'm stunned because he done 1 damage. Missed that. Six is going to go on to the main scheme when it actually does it. I can't take. I need to take 6 off the secret rendezvous, and I can't. I can take 2 off of Deadpool. I can take 2 off of Deadpool, and I think that's it. So let's go out. Let's go out punching. We'll exhaust Deadpool's katanas. Take a damage down to 8. Take another damage for retaliate, and take 2 off of 1, 2. Down to 8. We'll thwart on Deadpool for 2. Don't think that's going to do too much. Got myself in a bit of a pickle. I've got break the 4th wall. Action. Discard a card from your hand. Search your deck for a Deadpool event and add it to your hand. What have we got? A Deadpool event. Meta knowledge. That's an upgrade. That's an upgrade. Barely a scratch. Upgrade. Upgrade. Ally. Event. 6 cost. Haven't got enough resources to pay for that. Oh. We've got not my responsibility. Okay. Take that, I think. We'll take that. Not my responsibility. Oh, we've got to discard a card. I'll discard the chimichanga truck. Or I'll keep the chimichanga truck and get rid of barely a scratch. Okay. Right, I forgot that acceleration token over here, so I'm going to put that in front so I remember. I think that's it. I'm going to go to the villains phase. Place threat on the main scheme. So I'm going to be placing 5, 6 threat onto the main scheme, which would trigger it. But I'm going to play not my responsibility, interrupt, when any amount of threat will be placed on a scheme. You or your ally takes it as damage instead. Dogpool doesn't really seem to be doing a lot, so I'll place it on Dogpool, who's got a tough status, which means he loses his tough. So the 7 threat doesn't get placed on the scheme. We will then we should have exhausted. We should have done. I'm too busy thinking about loads of different things here. Unexhaust everything. Draw my cards, which is 1. We'll shuffle those up. Cat weasel cut. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 because we're in Wade Wilson mode. We have got Deadpool's katanas, self-control, maximum effort. Ooh, I got this self-confidence chimichanga truck. Okay. So we're putting the threat on there. So Klaw is now going to attack. And we are going to defend with dog pull. We are going to defend with dog pull. So he's going to be attacking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now these tokens here give pluses to each card as I understand it. So it'll be 6, 7. Yeah, I don't think it's just +1. Let me just check. Yes, it is each card gets an additional pip. So it's 3 there, 4 there, 5, 6. 6 in total. No, 1 each. So it's 3 and 3, 6, 7. Dog Ball's going to eat the whole 7 and die, unfortunately. See you later, Dog Ball. Then we're going to get attacked from Deadpool and the weapons runner. So 2, 3. So we're down to 4. That's it. And then we've got the encounter card. Armored Guard comes into play. Comes in with 3 health. Comes in with a tough. Oh, that's slightly frustrating. When the armored guard is engaged with you cannot attack the villain. Right. Okay. My turn. Right, because dog pool is gone, I should have taken acceleration token off. So we're now down to just +5. Right. First things first, I'm going to exhaust head pull to take 2 threat off the main scheme down to 3. Then I'm going to play the chimichanga truck to play I Got This. We've got acceleration tokens in play, so I can remove 2 threat from the scheme. So that's down to 1. We have got an amplified token in there here, so I can ready an ally. So I'm going to ready head pull. I'm going to exhaust him again to take the remaining threat off of the main scheme. I'm then going to exhaust the katanas, taking 1 damage to attack the armored guard, knocking his tough off. I'm then going to exhaust Wade to heal back up. Heal 8, so I'm back up to 9. I'm going to flip over to Deadpool's side. I'm going to play self-control. Double the number of resource card this card generates if your identity has sustained less than 5 damage. Triple the resources instead of it's sustained no damage. Technically, I haven't sustained no damage because I'm at 9. Let's play another katana. Let's put Deadpool up here. Deadpool, should I say. We'll exhaust the katana, taking the damage. Take 2 off the armoured guard. I'm going to play a self-confidence, which is an aggressive to ready my hero. Hero action, spend and exhaust this card to ready your hero. So that's exhausted. I will attempt to attack the armoured guard, removing the stunned, and I'll call it there. I will call it there. So we unexhaust everything. We draw our cards, which is 4. We're going to get cut upper. Not my responsibility. I got this, and this card is fire. Okay. We go to the villain phase. 5 threat is going to go onto the main scheme. The villain is going to attack, or Klaw is going to attack us. I should have taken 1 damage from this card is fire. After your turn ends, if this card is in your hand. When does my turn end? No. My turn ends once I declare it, and then we go into the phase of picking cards and stuff. So it wasn't in my hand when my turn ended. Okay, so as I said, Klaw is going to attack us. I'm gonna defend with head pull. So head pull is going to take so these have both got 2 of them. So 3, 6, 7. 7 from Klaw, which does kill head pull. Then we go to the encounter phase. Oh my Jesus. Jesus, Armoured Guard. Seriously, this game. Oh, it's just about to do a bloody... It's just about killing then. Right. Armoured Guard comes into play with 3 health. And a tough status. Oh, I would have taken a damage 1 and 2 from the Armoured Guard and Weapons Runner. So I'm down to 6. That last Armoured Guard, man. Right, here we go. Here we go. Let's get this in the right sequence. So, first of all, I'm going to exhaust this katana to attack this Armoured Guard. I take 1 damage. Down to 5. It kills that Armoured Guard. Move that there. And then we are going to exhaust this katana to do 2 damage to this Armoured Guard, removing the tough, which takes us down to 4. I'll then attack with Deadpool and exhaust him. Now he's currently got 2 attack, and he gets +1 attack for each other icon in play, up to a maximum of +4 attack. There are 4 over here, there are 5, so he's going to be attacking for 6 against this armoured guard, killing him. Then I'm going to pay 3 for a cut upper. Deal 5 damage to an enemy and stun that enemy. So Klaw is down to 3. Klaw is stunned. And then finally, I'm going to play maximum effort and take any amount of damage up to your remaining hit points. I'm going to take 3. 1, 2, 3. Down to 1. Deal an equal amount of damage to that enemy. 1, 2, 3. What would have happened as I do that, I'd have taken a retaliate from Klaw, which would have taken me down to 3. Let me just backtrack for a second. I would have been at 3. I would then spend 3 for maximum effort up to your remaining hit points. So 3 down to 0. But forced interrupt would come into play. Instead of being defeated, set your hit point dial to 1 and flip to the other side and add an acceleration token. But Klaw is already dead. Wow. Flipping Nora. 2 armoured guards at the last pull. I really, really hope I haven't made any major mistakes in that. I really, really hope I haven't. I really, really enjoyed that. Deadpool is very fun to play. Yeah, this is all worrying over here. I've probably made some fatal errors. Being the fatalistic person that I am, I've probably made some really grave errors in there that's really mucked things up. And as I'm editing, I'm going to be crying into me coffee. But at this point, whilst I'm still at the table and Klaw is on 0 hit points and I'm on 1 hit point, I'm going to take that as a win. I'm going to take it as a win for 2 reasons. One, because I absolutely loved playing that. And 2, I think I've killed Klaw. And I'll be editing, not today. So tonight, I'll be going to bed in the sound knowledge that Deadpool has depleted and killed Klaw. Tomorrow night, however, I'll be looking at the editing and going, yeah, he should have done that. Didn't do that. Got that wrong. But that's part of fun. I'm only play for fun. It's just a bit of a muck around and just an excuse to get some cards and stuff on the table and to buy some shiny bits and bobs. Anywho, I think this one's gone on a fair distance. So that's me learning Klaw. And I think next up to take Klaw on will be Gambit. And we'll see how Gambit gets on. So what have we had so far? Didn't play Deadpool against Rhino because I didn't have him, but we'll see how Gambit. So Vision, actually, I won't say how Vision got on. Go and watch the video, and we'll see how Gambit gets on in the next one. But that's enough of me rambling. Thank you very much for watching. If we could hit, we're heading for the 500 subscribers. We're at, I think, 153 now, so well over a third of the way there. So thank you all very much for subscribing. And you take care of yourselves, and I'll see you on the next one. Ta-da for now. Bye-bye.